Good afternoon, children. Welcome to your iLearn English language class. Today we are going to do a very important chapter in English language, which is active and passive voice. So I would like all of you to pay full attention to today's class, because this is a very, very important chapter in English language, which you will be using this knowledge till class 10, 12 also. This is a very important part of the syllabus. So please pay full attention to the class. So we'll begin the chapter active and passive voice. Look at this sentence. Sam kicked the ball. What is the verb in this sentence? The verb in this sentence is kicked. So if I ask you who kicked the ball, the answer would be Sam. Sam kicked the ball. So who is the doer of the action in this sentence? The doer of the action is Sam. So Sam is the doer of the action. He is kicking the ball in this sentence, and he is also the subject of this sentence. So Sam is the doer of the action in the sentence, and he is also the subject of the sentence. We know that kicked is the action being done, and it is the verb in the sentence. Now, if I say, what did Sam kick? So Sam kicked the ball. The answer will be the ball. What did Sam kick? Sam kicked the ball. So what is the object in this sentence? The object in this sentence is the ball. So the ball is the object of the sentence, and it is also the receiver of the action. The action is being done by Sam. The action is done on whom? The action is being done on the ball. So Sam is the doer of the action here, and the receiver of the action is the ball. Okay, is it clear to everyone? This sentence, Sam kicked the ball. Sam is the subject of the sentence and is also the doer of the action. Kicked is the verb in the sentence, and it is the action being performed. The ball is the object in this sentence, and it is also the receiver of the action. So what is the structure of this sentence? This particular sentence, what is its structure? So we have the doer. See here, we have the doer, and this doer is also the subject of the sentence, plus action. What is the action here? The action is kicked. Kicking, the action of this sentence is kicked, and it is also the verb in the sentence, and plus the receiver of the action or the object of the sentence. The receiver of the action here is the ball. So what is the structure of Sam kicked the ball is doer plus action plus receiver, or subject plus action plus object, or subject plus verb plus object. So this is a simple sentence in which the subject of the sentence is also the doer of the action. Please keep this in mind. Now let us see the next sentence. The ball was kicked by Sam. Now in this sentence, what is the subject? The subject in this sentence is the ball. The ball is the subject. But is it the doer of the action? Is the ball performing any action? No. The ball was kicked by Sam. The ball is incapable of performing any action on its own. So the ball, although it is the subject of the sentence here, but it is not the doer of the action. What is the verb in this sentence? Was kicked. So was kicked is the verb here. So I'll come to the verb later. First of all, let us see who is the doer and who is the receiver of the action. So if I ask you here also, what was kicked, you will say the ball was kicked. Okay. So if the ball was kicked, the ball is the subject of the sentence. And who kicked the ball? The ball was kicked by Sam. You will say the ball was kicked by Sam. So Sam is the doer of the action in this sentence also, although Sam here becomes the object of the sentence. Although Sam is the object of this sentence, he is also the doer of the action. So the ball is the receiver in this sentence, although it is the subject. Was kicked is the action or the verb, and Sam is the doer of the action and also the object in this sentence. So what is the what do you think is the structure of this sentence? The structure of this sentence becomes receiver plus action plus doer. That means the subject in this case is not performing the action, he is only receiving the action. So receiver plus action, that is the verb, and plus doer. In the particular sentence, the ball is the receiver of the action, was kicked is the action being performed or the verb, and Sam is the doer of the action. Now let us see both the sentences together. Sam kicked the ball was kicked by Sam. Both these sentences mean the same thing. The meaning of the sentence does not change. If you see Sam kicked the ball was kicked by Sam, it means the same thing. Now let us look at this first sentence, Sam kicked the ball. What was the structure? I already discussed the structure with you. Sam is the doer of the action, kicked is the action, and the ball is the receiver of the action. So doer plus action plus receiver. So wherever the doer of the action is the subject of the sentence, the person who is doing or performing the action is the subject of the sentence, that sentence is said to be in the active voice. The doer of the action is also the subject of the sentence, then that sentence is said to be in the active voice. In this case, as we already discussed, the ball is the subject, was kicked is the action or the verb, and Sam is the receiver, Sam is the doer of the action, but the object in this case. So the structure of the sentence was receiver, ball, plus action was kicked, plus the doer, that is Sam. So in a sentence where the subject is not the doer, the subject is not the doer of the action. In a sentence where the subject of the sentence is not performing the action, he is only the receiver of the action, the subject is not performing any action, that sentence is said to be in the passive voice. So once more I will repeat that where the doer of the action is the subject of the sentence is in the active voice. Where the doer of the action is not the subject is not the doer of the action, it is the receiver of the action, that sentence will be in the passive voice. So I hope this is clear. Which sentence is in the active voice? Where the subject is the doer of the action. Which sentence is in the passive voice? Where the subject is not the doer of the action. Now what is voice? Voice is that form of the verb which shows whether the subject of the verb is the doer of the action or not. So the voice of a verb will show you whether the subject is the doer of the action or is the receiver of the action. Voice will show you whether the verb which is used in the sentence, the subject is performing the action or it is not performing the action. So voice can be of two kinds, active voice and passive voice. Subject in the active voice is the doer of the action. I'm again revising this. Subject is the doer of the action in the active voice. That is, when I ask you how to recognize an active voice and a passive voice sentence, you will have to just see whether the subject is the doer of the action, whether the subject is performing the action or not. And if I tell you to recognize a sentence in the passive voice, you have to see whether the subject is the receiver of the action or the subject is not performing the action itself, it is just receiving the action, then it is a sentence in the passive voice. So an active voice sentence has the subject as the doer, a passive voice sentence, subject is the receiver of the action. So as we took the example of Sam kicked the ball, Sam is the subject and Sam is the doer. So this sentence is in the active voice. And in this sentence, the ball was kicked by Sam. The ball is not performing the action. It is the receiver of the action. So it is in the passive voice. This sentence is in the active voice and the ball was kicked by Sam is in the passive voice. So now we will now see how the sentences in the active voice are different from a sentence in the passive voice. What difference do you see? So first of all, when you are asked to convert or even recognize an active voice, when you are transforming an active voice sentence to the passive voice, and or you are recognizing or you are asked to recognize or identify an sentence in active voice or a sentence in the passive voice, the first thing you will look at is the verb of the sentence. Here, Sam kicked the ball. Kicked is the verb in this sentence, which is in the simple past tense. Here, the verb is was kicked. In the passive voice, the verb is was kicked. So what do we see? What is the difference? Here, in the passive voice, we always use a be form of the verb. You all know what is the be form of the verb. We've done the tenses chapter. Be form in the present tense is am, are. In the past tense, it is was and were, isn't it? So we know has and have. All these are be form of the verb. Has, have, had. All these are be form of the verb. So in a passive voice sentence, we will always have a be form of the verb depending on the tense of the active voice sentence. What is the tense of the active voice sentence? Depending on that, we will use a be form of the verb. Plus, the past participle or the third form of the verb will be used in the passive voice sentence. Whatever be the tense of the active voice sentence, no matter what is the tense of the active voice sentence, you will always use the past participle form of the verb in the passive voice sentence. You will always use the past participle or the third form of the verb, or I'm going to call this as V3 from now. So a passive voice sentence always has an auxiliary verb or a be form of the verb, will always have an auxiliary verb or the be form of the verb, and will always have the third form of the verb or V3. All passive voice sentences will only have the past participle or the third form of the verb. This is clear. Now, what other difference can you see? See, Sam kicked the ball. The ball was kicked by Sam. Now the verb, preposition by. Do you see that in the passive voice sentence, we are using the preposition by. We always use the preposition generally. In very few cases, we don't use the preposition by. Generally, in all sentences, when we convert from active voice to passive voice, or in all passive voice sentences, you will find the preposition by. By, where is it placed? By is placed after the verb and before the doer of the action. By will always be placed after the verb and before the doer of the action. So these are the two things we've noticed about the passive voice sentences right now. The passive voice always requires the auxiliary be verb. Auxiliary be verb has to be there in the passive voice sentence. Like here, it is was. Why is it was here? Because this sentence is in the past tense. So the ball was kicked. Okay. And kicked is also the third form of the, or the V3 form of kick is kicked. The past participle form or the third form of the verb kick is also kicked. So be form of the verb plus past participle in this case is was kicked, because this sentence is in the simple past tense. We'll do the rules just now. Another thing, in the passive voice, we generally use the preposition by after the verb and then mention the doer. See, we use the preposition by after the verb kicked and before the doer, that is Sam. So this is the difference between the active voice sentence and the passive voice sentence. We have two differences, major main differences, that we will use a be form of the verb. Auxiliary verb will always be there in the passive voice, followed by the past participle form of the verb. Then a preposition by is added after the verb and before the doer in the passive voice sentence. Now let us see some of the rules which we have done. When we transform a sentence from active voice to passive voice, some important changes take place. And what are the important changes? One more important change was that the subject and the object exchanged their positions. So in our example, Sam kicked the ball. Sam was the subject and the ball was the object. And in the passive voice, the ball became the subject and Sam became the object of the sentence. So in a passive voice sentence, one major thing is also that the subject and object exchange their positions. The verb takes on the suitable be plus past participle form and agrees in number and person with the subject. This I will explain to you later on. How you have already done subject verb agreement. I have taught you subject verb agreement. So this be form of the verb will depend on the number and person of the subject. Like number means, you know, singular and plural are the numbers. So if there is a singular subject, we will use a singular be form. If there is a plural subject, we will use a plural be form of the verb. So this be form of the verb will depend upon the number and person of the subject. And third, and the most important point, that the preposition by is used before the doer in the passive voice. The preposition by. Now come to the structure of the active voice. This is the basic structure of the active voice sentence. Okay, there will be some changes which I will tell you when we do one tenses, the kinds of tenses one by one, the sentences in the different tenses. But as of now, the basic structure of an active voice sentence is this. Subject, we will begin with the subject in the active voice. Then the main verb as per the tense, whatever present, past, and all the tenses that you have done, the continuous, the perfect, okay. So main verb plus object plus adjunct. What does adjunct means? It means any other additional information that is there in the sentence apart from the subject and the verb and the object. There are sentences which have some additional kind of information also, and those will be added in the end, at the end of the sentence. Generally, they will be added at the end of the sentence. So subject plus main verb plus the object. Now, what is the structure of a passive voice sentence? Object, this object, I'm talking about this object which will come here and become the subject. So I'm here referring to the object of the active voice sentence. So this object becomes the subject here. This will come here and become the subject of the sentence. Plus I told you be form of the verb will be used as per the tense. Plus the third form of the main verb, which I will call V3 now. All of the passive voice sentences will have object or the subject first. Here then be form of the verb, then V3 plus by plus subject plus then any other additional information that is mentioned. Okay. So any other additional information of the sentence. So this is the basic structure of the active voice sentence and the basic structure of the passive voice sentence. It has to have this object will become the subject, then comes the be verb, then comes V3, then comes by, then subject, then any other additional information given in the sentence. Now, another very important thing is while changing from the active voice to the passive voice, there may be some sentences where you are using these pronouns. Sorry, where you are using these pronouns. Just a minute. Just a minute. Where you're using these pronouns as the subject of the sentence. These pronouns can sometimes become the object of the sentence, subject of the sentence. Then when you are changing from the active voice to the passive voice, from subject to the object, this subject will become the object in the passive voice. These subjects, these pronouns will go and become the object in the passive voice. So when they become the object, they will not remain I, he, she, they will change. So how will they change? I, when it goes to the passive voice and becomes an object, will become me. He will become him in the passive voice. She will become her in the passive voice. We will become us in the passive voice. They will become them in the passive voice. You will remain you because you does not change, and it will remain it in the passive voice also. So these are the changes while you are transforming a sentence from an active voice to the passive voice. And if these pronouns are your subject in the active voice, then when they become an object in the passive voice, their forms will also change. I will become me, he will become him, she will become her, we will become us, they will become then, you and it will remain the same. Now we will do the tenses, different kinds of sentences and all the different kinds of tenses one by one. in the active and see how they are being transformed into the passive voice. So we will begin with the simple present tense. And before we begin, let me tell you that the perfect continuous tense, we have four kinds of tenses: the simple tense, the continuous tense, the perfect tense, and the perfect continuous tense. So the perfect continuous tense does not have a passive form, and the future continuous also does not have a passive form. Rest we will discuss all the tenses. So simple present tense. Let us begin with the simple present tense sentence in the active voice. What will be the structure? Let us see. The structure of the simple present tense here, you can see here, subject plus verb in the first form, because it is a simple present tense sentence, plus object in the active voice. So let us see the sentence example in the active voice of a simple present tense sentence. Everyone loves the little girl. So here we will first look at the verb loves. Loves is in the simple present tense. What is the subject? Everyone is the subject in this sentence. What is the object here? The little girl is the object in this sentence. So when we change into the passive voice, a sentence in the simple present tense, when it is changed into the passive voice, what will change? So you know that this object will become the subject now. So the little girl will become the subject of the sentence now. And everyone will become the object of the sentence. So what do we do to the verb now? Loves. So we have studied that in the passive voice, be plus third form of the verb is used. So see here, subject becomes the little girl plus is, am, or are. Since it is a simple present sentence, we will use is, am, or are. So am is used with I. Little girl is singular. Can you see? Little girl is singular. She is a singular subject. So we will use is. Is will be the be form of the verb here used. So is will be the be form that we are using here. And the third form of love is loved. So the third form, V3 form of love is loved. So this is how we will change the tense, the verb in the sentence. Loves in the simple present tense will become, depending on what is the subject, this will be is, am, or are. Then we will use the third form of the verb. Then we will use by, then the object. Okay. So how did we do it? Little girl becomes the subject of the sentence. Then little girl is singular. So we will use out of is, am, are. We will use is, the helping verb, auxiliary verb is. Then the third form of love is loved. So we will use loved. Then by, then this subject will become the object. Then everyone. So everyone loves the little girl. In the passive voice, it becomes the little girl is loved by everyone. Let us look at the structure once again. Active voice, subject plus verb plus object. And in the passive voice, it becomes subject plus is, am, or are plus verb in the third form plus by plus object. Very simple, if you remember the basic rule. Now let us see a sentence. Look at a sentence in the present continuous form. So in the active voice, look at the structure first. Subject. Again, because it is a present tense, sentence is in the present tense, we will use the be form of the verb, which will be used here is, am, or are, depending on the subject, plus verb plus ing, because this is in the present continuous tense. We have already done this structure when we were doing tenses, plus object. So subject plus is, am, are plus verb plus ing plus object. Now my mother is the subject here. My mother is buying vegetables. My mother is the subject, is the auxiliary verb, buy is the verb plus ing, buying, and vegetables is the object here. So now how will we change it into the passive voice? So vegetables is the object, this will become the subject of the sentence. See, subject. So vegetables. Now vegetables is plural. So out of is, am, and are verb, we will use are here because vegetables is a plural subject. So we use are. So the most important thing is that in this we are using be form of the verb plus V3, but in between we are using the word being in the continuous tense. So in all the continuous tenses, when you are converting from active voice into passive voice. Please remember that in a continuous tense sentence, we will use being in the passive voice. B-E-I-N-G, being has to be used in the passive voice. So vegetables are being, so the third form of buy is bought, are being bought, then comes buy, and then this subject will become the object of the sentence, which is my mother. So vegetables are being bought by my mother. The most important change that we see in the present continuous sentence while transforming a present continuous sentence into the passive voice is the addition of the word being in the passive voice. So we all know this is the be form of the verb, this is the third form of the verb, plus by, plus the object. But the most important thing in the continuous sentence will be the addition of the word being. Now let us come to the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense, all of you know already the structure I have taught when I was doing the tenses chapter. Subject plus has or have. So has or have in the present tense makes it perfect, makes the sentence a perfect tense sentence. So in all perfect tenses, we either in present perfect tenses, we have has or have depending on whether the subject is singular or it is plural. For singular, we use has. For plural, we use have. Plus verb in the third form. In a present perfect sentence also, the verb is always in the third form. Plus object. Look at the sentence now in the active voice. The naughty boy has broken the toy. What is the subject of the sentence? The naughty boy. What is the object? The toy. What is the verb in this sentence? Has broken. So has is the be form of the verb and broken is the V3 form of the verb. Now come to the passive voice structure. So the toy here is the object which will become the subject of the sentence here. Then since it is a present perfect sentence, we will have either has or have. Since the sentence is in the present perfect tense, we will use has or have depending on the subject. Subject is singular, toy, so we pick up has and put it here. So the toy has. Then another important thing in the perfect tenses, you have to add the word been. In the continuous tenses, we were adding the verb the B-E-I-N-G. In the perfect tense, we will add the word B-E-E-N, been. So this is important difference here between has and broken. Between the auxiliary verb and the main verb, we will add been in the passive voice in the case of present perfect, and in case of all perfect tenses, we have to add been between the auxiliary verb and the main verb, which is the V3 form of verb. Broken is broken. See here also in the present perfect tense, broken is the V3 form. So you can take the V3 form in the passive voice also. Then by, and this subject, the naughty boy, becomes the object here, the naughty boy. So what is the transformation like from active voice to passive voice? This toy becomes the subject here. The toy has been broken. So this is the major difference here, the been word. You have to remember in perfect tense, you have to add been. Has been broken, then by, then the naughty boy, which was the subject here, and it becomes the object here. So the doer of the sentence is the naughty boy, but it becomes the object in the passive voice. So subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object in the active voice sentence, present perfect. And when we change it into the passive voice, it becomes subject plus has or have plus been plus V3 plus by plus object. Don't worry, I will make you write all these rules in your book. Now we come to the simple past tense. I already told you the present perfect continuous tense cannot be changed into the passive voice. The perfect continuous tenses do not have a passive voice. So come to the simple past tense. So simple past tense, what will be the structure of a simple past tense sentence in the active voice? It will be subject plus verb in the second form plus object. Since it is a past tense sentence, so verb will be in the second form, not the first form. So let us read the sentence. The chief guest delivered a long speech. So in this sentence, what is the subject? The chief guest is the subject. What is the object? A long speech is the object here. And what is the verb? Verb is delivered, which is in the simple past tense, and second form of the verb deliver. So second form of the verb deliver is delivered in the past tense. Now what will be the structure of the passive voice sentence in case of simple past tense. See, look at the structure here. Subject plus was or were, because the be form of the verb will change because it is a simple past tense now. We are dealing with past tenses now. So past tense, in the past tense, the be form of the verb is was and were. So here, a long speech is singular, a singular subject. So we will use was. Then the V3 form, verb in the third form. Delivered is also the verb in the third form. The third form of the verb deliver is delivered. Then by, and then the object. Here, the subject in the active voice was chief guest, which now becomes the object of the sentence in the passive voice, the chief guest. So, the chief guest delivered a long speech. A long speech. This becomes the subject here. Then was, because this is singular subject. Was delivered, verb in the third form. Then by, then the object, which is the chief guest here. So the doer of the action here is still the chief guest, but since it is in the passive voice, the doer of the action becomes the object here, and the receiver of the action or the object, it becomes the object of this subject of the sentence. Now come to the past continuous tense. Same rule. If you have understood the present continuous tense, same rule except the be form of the verb will change here. So subject plus was or were plus V plus ing plus object. In the present continuous tense, we had subject plus is, am, are. Is, am, are were the helping verbs there, plus verb was in the ing form plus object. So let us read the sentence. Misha was reading a novel with great interest. So Misha here is the subject. Was reading is the action of the verb in the past continuous tense. You already know was because Misha is singular. So was reading, verb plus ing form of the verb. A novel is the object here. With great interest is what? The adjunct or the additional information in this sentence, adjunct. Okay. So with great interest is the additional information in this sentence. So now when we change it into the passive voice, obviously the object novel will come first, become the subject here. So subject plus was or were. Subject is novel now. Then was or were. Novel is singular, so we will pick was, not were. Then again, I told you in the continuous tenses, we will use this important word, which is being. Which is being will be used in the continuous tenses. Then we will use the third form of the word read, which is also read, was being read. Then by, then the object, and then the adjunct or the additional information in the sentence will be used. So Misha was reading a novel with great interest will become a novel was being read by Misha with great interest. A novel becomes the subject. Was is the be form of the verb. Being, I told you in continuous sentences, you have to add the word being. Then read is the third form of the verb. Then we use by, and then the object, which is Misha was the subject here. It becomes the object here by Misha. Then adjunct with great interest. Now let us move on to the past perfect tense. Again, for perfect tenses, the only difference I had told you will be the word been, which will be added between the auxiliary verb and the third form of the word. In all the perfect tenses, you will add the word been. Like in continuous tenses, you are adding the word being, being. So let us look at this sentence in the active voice. What will be the structure of a past perfect tense? In the present perfect tense, we were using the helping verbs has and have. In the past perfect tense, there is only one helping verb which is used, which is had. So subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. In perfect tenses, we only use the third form of the verb. So let us look at the sentence in the active voice. The captain had scored a brilliant century. So in this sentence, the captain is the subject, a brilliant century is the object, had is the helping verb, scored is the verb in the third form. So when we change this into the passive voice, what change will happen? See, now the subject will be the object of this sentence will become the subject. So a brilliant century will become the subject of this sentence. Then had, so had is the helping verb. Then I told you in the perfect tenses, you have to write been. So been between had and scored, we will write been. And then The third form of scored is also scored. So we will write scored, then by, then the object, which will come from here. The object in the active voice was the captain, which will, a subject in the active voice was captain, which will now become the object of the passive voice sentence. So the captain had scored a brilliant century in the passive voice becomes a brilliant century had been scored by the captain. Had been scored. This you have to remember. In the passive voice of the perfect tenses, we use been. Now, I already told you that no perfect continuous tenses have a passive voice. So we will not do the past perfect continuous. It does not have a passive voice. So we will come directly to the simple future. And in the future tenses, it is much easier because there are only two cases here, because future continuous tense does not have a passive voice. Future continuous tenses do not have a passive voice, and future perfect continuous tenses also do not have a passive voice. So we will only deal with simple future and future perfect tense. So in the active voice, what is the structure of the simple future tense? Sentence: subject plus will, because it is future tense, plus verb in the first form. Future tense, we always use the verb in the first form, plus object. Now read the sentence. John will call you in the morning. So John is the subject here, plus will, plus call, verb in the first form, plus you is the object here, and in the morning is the adjunct or the additional information given in the sentence, which in the passive voice will also come in at the end of the sentence. Now let us see how it will change in the passive voice, this sentence. So you was the object in this sentence. So you will remain you in the passive voice. I already told you that you does not change. So you will remain you, and it will become the subject of the passive voice sentence, that is you, then plus will. So will. Then important thing in this simple future tense is you have to write the word be in between the helping verb and the verb in the third form. In simple future tenses, you have to add be in the passive voice. So this you have to remember. You have to learn that in the simple future tense, we have to add the word be in between the auxiliary verb, and the third form of the verb be will be added. So you will be called, then by, then object John, and then the rest of the sentence, that is the adjunct, in the morning. So John will call you in the morning will become you will be called by John in the morning. You was the object here, it becomes the subject, then will, then be is the important part which you have to remember, which will come between the helping verb and the third form of the verb called. Then by, then the object, which is John here, because it was the subject in active voice, so it becomes the object here, and then the rest of the sentence. So simple future tense, this will be converted like this. Now we don't have future continuous tense, so we come to the future perfect tense sentence. So let us see what will be the structure of a future perfect tense sentence in the active voice. It will be subject plus will, plus have, plus verb in the third form, plus object. So in case of future perfect tense, we use have, will have, okay, in the active voice. So she is the subject, will have, will is the auxiliary, will have is the auxiliary verb we are using. Then the third form of the verb, V3 finished, and the homework is the object in this sentence. So this in the passive voice, this is she is the subject, the homework is the object. So they will exchange their position. The homework will become the subject now, and she will change to what? She will change to her now. She, I told you in the passive voice, will change to her. So her will become the object of the sentence and not she. We will not say the homework will have been finished by she. We will say her. So her will become the object. And in the perfect tenses, I have already told you will have and then been. Okay. I have already told you that in the perfect tenses, we use the word been. So the structure of the passive voice sentence in the future perfect tense will be subject plus will plus have been plus verb in the third form plus by plus the object. So now let us transform the sentence. She will have finished the homework. So the homework was the object, it will come here as the subject. The homework then will have then been. So will have been, then verb in the third form is also finished. The homework will have been finished, then by, then she will become her and become the object of the sentence here. So the homework will have been, please remember in the perfect tenses, you have to add been here, been finished by her. In the continuous tenses, we are using the word B-E-I-N-G, being, and in the perfect tenses, we are using the word B-E-E-N. And just now I asked you to remember this one also. In the simple future tense also, you have to remember that between the helping verb will and the third form of the verb, we will put be. In the simple future tense sentences, we have to use be in between the helping verb and the third form of the verb when you are changing from active to passive voice. A simple future tense sentence, when you are changing from active to passive voice, you have to use the be word in between will and the third form of the verb. So all the tenses we have covered now, and as I told you, a verb in the future continuous tense or any of the perfect continuous tenses cannot be changed into the passive voice. Sorry. So as I told you, future continuous tense does not have a passive voice, and none of the perfect continuous tenses have a passive voice. So all we have to do is in the present tense, we have to learn simple present, present continuous, present perfect. In the past tense, we have to learn simple past, past continuous, and past perfect. And in the future tense, we have to learn the rule of the simple future and the future perfect tense. Okay, these 8 rules you have to remember. Now let me ask some questions, simple conversions from active to passive voice. So Iram ma'am will be unmuting the person whom she wants to answer. No one else will answer. No one else will be unmuted. So the sentence is, the chef bakes a cake. What will be the passive voice?
Mehak Verma 8B.
Mehak.
A cake is baked by the chef.
Let us see if Mehak is correct. A cake is baked by the chef. Very good, Mehak. In this sentence, the chef is the subject, bakes is the verb in the simple present tense verb, and a cake is the object. So a cake becomes the subject in the sentence. Then because it is a simple present tense sentence, we will use the helping verb is, because cake is singular. Then verb in the third form is baked, then by, and then the subject chef, which becomes the object here, the chef. So the transformation will be, a cake is baked by the chef. Very good. Now the next sentence, I have written a note. Who will answer? I have written a note.
Alankrita Singh 8A.
A note have been written by me.
A note?
A note has been written by me.
Very good. A note has been written by me. Now see the active voice sentence. I is the subject. Okay. A note is the object. Have is the verb here. Have written is the verb. So it is in the present perfect tense. So in case of present perfect tense, I have told you that been has to be added in between the auxiliary verb and the third form of the verb. So a note becomes the object here, the subject here, sorry. And then I becomes me, because it has to be changed in the passive form. And then by is here, and has been written, because note is singular, so has is the helping verb here, and third form of the verb is written, and has been written in the perfect tense. Perfect answer. A note has been written by me. I also becomes me here. Next sentence. The gardener has sown the seeds. The gardener has sown the seeds. Who will answer?
Shresht Kesarwani 8B. Shresht Kesarwani, you are supposed to answer.
Ma'am, someone else, if he has a problem, someone else.
Vani Mishra.
Ma'am, the answer will be, the seeds has been sown by the gardener.
Again, try again.
Ma'am, the seeds had been sown by the gardener.
What is the tense of the sentence, Vani? See the tense of the sentence. See, the gardener has sown. That means it is in the present perfect tense. Yes, present perfect tense. So it will not become had. The seeds is plural. So we will use have instead of has because seeds is plural. So have. And then it is a present perfect tense sentence. Therefore we use been. Then third form of the verb is sow is sown. Then by. Then the gardener. Object. So you have to look at the tense of the sentence also. The tense was here present perfect tense. So present perfect tense will have, when it is converted to the passive voice, will have also has or have depending on the subject, not had. Had becomes past perfect tense. Okay, is it clear? Next
Yes, ma'am.
sentence. Hot air filled the balloons. Who will answer?
Shresht Kesarwani. Shresht Kesarwani.
His audio has a problem, ma'am. Always.
Sara.
Ma'am. Sara.
Sara.
The balloons were filled by hot air.
The balloons were filled by.
By hot air.
Okay. This is what I will tell you now, explain to you. The balloons were filled with hot air. Why? By also you can use here, but I told you in the beginning that generally we use the preposition by with in the passive voice. But sometimes we have to use other prepositions also depending on the sentence. So let us see. First of all, hot air filled the balloons. All of you pay attention. Filled. Filled here is the simple past tense. So when we change it into the passive voice, we will use the helping verb was or were. So here, since the balloons is plural, we are using were. And third form of filled is also filled. Fill is also filled. So third form of the verb fill is filled. We will use filled here. And then I'm using with. Then hot air is was the subject here. It will become the object. Don't raise your hands now. Just understand first. The balloons is the balloons is the object, the subject in the sentence. Now balloons is plural, so we use were in the sentence. Now fill, the third form is filled. So here we can use with also, by hot air also, but with it looks more proper. If there are some sentences in where the preposition by is replaced by to, with or to also. Sometimes we use to also, like the students knew the answers. So the students knew the answer. So when I change it, it will become the answers were known to the students. Then we will not write the answers were known by the students. Okay, sometimes we use other prepositions also. Generally we use by, but sometimes we have to use other prepositions depending on the sentence. If I say the students knew the answers, then you will write the answers were known to the students, not by the students. Now let us go to the next question. The authorities cancelled the flight due to fog. Who will answer?
Anjali Yadav.
Yes, Anjali, quickly answer.
Ma'am, the flight was cancelled by the authority due to fog.
Very good. The flight was cancelled by the authorities due to fog. Now the verb, first look at the sentence. The authorities cancelled the flight. The authorities is the subject. The flight is the object. Cancelled is the verb which is in the simple past tense, and due to fog is the adjunct in this sentence or the additional information. Why was the flight cancelled? So the flight will become the subject here. Then I have told you that in the simple past tense sentence, we use was or were as the helping verb depending on the subject. So flight is singular, we use was. Then the third form of cancel is cancelled. Then by, then the object, then the adjunct of the sentence. So this is correct. Next sentence, the opponents had defeated us. The opponents had defeated us.
Kinjal Singh.
Kinjal.
We are defeated by opponents. We are
First,
defeated
tell
by
me,
opponents.
Kinjal, what is the tense of the sentence? What is the tense? What is the verb in the sentence?
Ma'am,
What is the verb in this sentence?
defeat.
No,
Ma'am, defeat.
no. Verb defeat is not written there in the sentence. The opponents had defeated us. There is no defeat here. What is the verb?
Defeated.
Had defeated is the verb in this sentence. And which tense is this in? Which tense? Had and
past.
defeated. Past what? Had is used here, Kinjal. So what tense? Someone else, please tell me what tense is the sentence in? The word had is used. What tense?
Past perfect.
Past perfect.
Past perfect. Only ma'am will tell.
Past
Who
perfect.
will answer? Only ma'am will tell. No one else. Now someone else try and transform this sentence.
Tulika Yadav. Tulika Yadav.
Ma'am, the answer will be we had been defeated by the opponent.
Very good. We had been defeated by the opponents. See, now us will become the subject of the sentence here. So us, when it changes into the passive voice, it will become we. So us will become we here. Then I told you when it is a sentence of the past perfect tense, in all perfect tenses we use the word been. In all the perfect tenses you have to recognize the tense of the active voice sentence. If you do not recognize the tense, how will you change? So had is always there in a perfect tense sentence. So this is the past perfect tense sentence. So had, we had, then been, then the verb in the third form, defeated, then by, and then the object, the opponents. Okay, the opponents was a subject, so it will become the object here. Understood now? You have to recognize the tense of the active voice sentence. Had defeated will become had been defeated. Next sentence. Ria will buy a new computer.
Ananya Yadav.
Yes, Ananya. Tell me the tense the sentence is in. Ananya? Someone else, please.
Adiba Abbas.
Adiba?
Yes, ma'am. A new computer will be bought by Ria.
Very good. And what is the tense of the active voice sentence? What is the tense, Adiba? Active voice sentence is in which tense, Adiba?
एक second.
Mute yourself, Adiba.
Zaina.
Mute yourself. Mute yourself. So let us see this sentence. Ria is the subject. A new computer is the object. And will buy is in the simple future tense. Will buy. So what will it become? I have told you a new computer will become the subject. Ria will become the object. Then in the simple future tense sentence, I asked you to remember that the word be will be added between the helping verb will and the third form of the verb. So between auxiliary verb and B3, we will add be in the future tense, simple future tense sentence. So a new computer will be bought by Ria is correct. Now, she will have sold the car. She will have sold the car. First tell me which tense, because in future tense there are only two sentences which can be converted, two type of tenses which can be converted. So which tense is this sentence?
Geshna Kesarwani, you are supposed to answer.
Geshna, what tense is this sentence?
Future perfect.
Very good.
Future perfect.
Future perfect tense. So how do you convert it?
Ma'am, the car will have been sold by her.
Very good. The car will have been sold by her. The car was the object in the first sentence, so it will become the subject
Thank
here.
you, ma'am.
Then I have told you that in the future perfect tense, we use will have plus been, plus the verb in the third form, plus by, and then her. So she will have sold the car is in the future perfect tense. Will have means future perfect tense. Have is there. So future perfect tense. And in the passive voice, this becomes subject plus will plus have been plus verb in the third form, plus by, plus the object. So here she will become her in the passive voice, and her will become the object of the sentence.